what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the body. But the way I talk about the body, of course, changes the use of the word body. So all the way through, from the beginning to the end, it's going to be important that words don't have fixed meanings. That is to say, they do. You can look them up in a dictionary. But then when you use a word, it adapts itself into the context in which you're using it. So words mean what they mean in the dictionary, but they also mean what they new and freshly mean when you use them. And sometimes how you use a word changes the word a lot, and that's going to happen to the word body. It will also happen to the word implicit, because implicit usually means something that's all formed and it's under there, and all you have to do is dig it up. In logic, something that logically implies something else, you can say it implies something else. Well, this logic, this implicit includes the logical imply, but it's more than the logical imply. I'm going to talk about the body across. So plants have body. Living body is what I'm talking about, of course. Plants have living bodies, and so do animals, and so do we. And then there's even a further use of the word body for that implicit consciousness that produces focusing. And I'm going to argue that all the different things that we do, the tissue process, the behaving, the speaking, and the focusing, are all done by this body. And that living is a kind of forming. It's never finished. It's never just whatever's fixed form running off like a machine does. Living is always fresh again. Now, I'm going to argue those things, but most of you, or half of you, I don't know how many, are going to say, well, I already know that. So if you don't, I'm going to argue that it's so. But if you know it already, there's a second question here, which is, why is it so? Why does focusing work? And if you're very familiar with focusing, I would like to upset you with this question. You're sitting there waiting for new positive steps forward. And if you know focusing, you know that they'll probably come. Not for sure, but probably. So we have all these focusing people sitting there quietly waiting for fresh, new, forward, right way, next step to come. Now, with the rest of the world, that's a little bit insane. You don't mind because you know about it, and it's not insane, and it's ordinary, and you do it very often. Okay, but if I ask you, why does that work? How come you can pay attention to your body and it brings you these fresh steps? Then you might not know what to say. So it's nice to claim, in the beginning I can claim, that I'm going to explain it. We'll see if I can explain it. But the third and more important point, most important out of the three, is not only if you don't know it, I want to say it, not only how come it's like that, but philosophy. So then I have to go and tell you what philosophy is. Philosophy is making a kind of concept. Not a concept, a kind of concept. So what's a kind of concept? Well, philosophy is really not about anything. Philosophy is about the about. That's why it's not about anything. Or you can say it's about everything. It's about anything we study. Anything we study in a certain way with a certain kind of concept. And kind of concept is not familiar to most people. Or philosophy is not familiar to most people.